What's up, guys? For you guys who are going to see this later, this is your brother Iron and Soul. We're going to do like a FaceTime type of talk. This is the way you guys are looking at me when we're doing consultation calls, when we're on a conversation on the phone, FaceTime, and whatnot. So I want to have that type of vibe for this live today because we're really having a conversation with a very direct statement that I meant. What's up? What's up, Timothy Oliver? OG on deck. You know what time it is, man. You know exactly what time it is out there today, man. Can you guys hear me? We're good volume-wise. I'm going to cut this volume all the way up. I want you guys to hear me. It's like a FaceTime type of conversation. You know what I mean? So, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Basically, we're talking about really just, in today's video, the importance of manhood, masculinity. That's where I'm going. And that's what today's conversation is about. You guys coming in, come on, tap in. We got 15 guys here real quick. What's up, Uncle K? What's up, man? What's good, man? What's good with you, man? You know what I mean? We're going to have a good conversation today, man. What you guys on, man? How y'all doing, man? What y'all up to on this Thursday afternoon? Thursday evening, rather. I got about an hour here before it get dark, so we're going to talk for about an hour. I'm going to have to end this live. Kind of look around, see what's going on over here. Right outside my house, somebody said, King Energy, you know what time it is, Brandon BC. You know exactly what's going on out here, man. King J Bills, ducking goofies in the fence. We on all that. Iron and Soul to the world blow. You know what time it is, man. H Bizzle with hard body. Let's get to it, man. T Raw, what's up, man? Peace, family. What's good with you, man? We're doing like a FaceTime consultation type of vibe today. I'm going to just sit here, man, talk right to you guys today, man, about a very important subject. And that is masculinity. Guys, masculinity is under attack, as you guys know. A lot of people in these last days are doing everything they can to emasculate men. Right on time, big bro, 30 for 30. You know what time it is, man. We getting to it, man. Man up or boy down. What's up, Kings of Biz? Saw your TikToks been locked in since. Appreciate your authenticity and ability to speak on a real spill. Appreciate you, man. Guys, check me out on TikTok as well. We over there at about 17,000 followers over there, man. Help me run that up. Get to about 20K over there on TikTok. What's up, big bro? What's up, Joshua? What's up, man? Guys, by the way, let me give you this free game too, man. Some of you other guys, man, I'm talking to you. I'm your big brother, man. Get over there on TikTok, man. I know a lot of you guys think that platform is just for women and kids, man. It's an opportunity. There's not a lot of shadow banning over there. There's some of that stuff going on some of these other platforms where they kind of shadow ban what you say and not really give you the freedom to talk and express yourself. And so TikTok seems to be giving a really honest opportunity for you to talk. So if you guys who are trying to get out here and speak your mind, that may be a lane for you. So keep that in mind. Big bro, what's the proper way to meditate? That's a good question, man. Meditation is very complex. I think from a biblical perspective, meditate means to think or to, be in deep thought about something. David communed with his heart upon his bed. The Bible says that Isaac went out to the field to meditate. So sometimes it's fine to go out, like, for example, at nighttime, like now, and to think and to reflect. Excuse me, guys. So there's many ways you can do that. You know what I mean? I think it could be quiet reflection. It could be in a room. You can meditate and have a notebook. You want to write down some thoughts. So that can be done many ways. I think it's healthy. It gives you a chance to really commune with your own mind and see what's going on in your spirit. It gives you a time to hear from God too, if he wants to give you a message. So God does speak to the subconscious mind and to your spirit when it's quiet. So right now I'm in my car by myself talking to you guys. So if I wanted to meditate now, of course, if I wasn't alive, this would be a good place to do this. I'm not working. I'm not working out. I'm not reading. I'm not reflecting. So it'd be a time to kind of just quietly commune with your own mind and let God speak to your spirit. So that's a good question. You guys ask me a question a lot. So a lot of you guys are interested in meditation. So I'm going to have to really sit down and think about that and create some content. What's good? Where you guys from, man? Who else we got here, man? What's up? Who else we got here? You guys quiet today. Cat got your tongue. Let me get some air up in here, man. It's kind of hot in here. Somebody said over East, big dog. MS, does that stand for Mississippi? What's goody? DC, that's what's up. That's where the rapper Young E-Class is at, man. You heard of Young E-Class? New York City, okay. From New York. Young E-Class on my left wrist. You hear me? ATL. ATL, shouty. Absolutely. Kansas City, Australia. That's what's up. We got you guys from all over the world, man. You hear me? We got Australia, Kansas City, ATL, DC, Houston in the building. That's what's up. Jesse Garcia, Mississippi. I haven't been down there in a while. I got a lot of family in Mississippi. I haven't been down there in a while, though, man. I got a lot of family down there in Brandon, Mississippi, close to Jackson. City of the Angels, South California. California love. California love. North Carolina. I know you heard it. I mean, you're a little younger than me. You about my age. You heard of P.D. Pablo from North Carolina. North Carolina, stand up. London, UK. That's what's up. The UK really love hip hop over there, man. I got a lot of guys over there UK rock with me. I appreciate you guys in the UK, man. Seems to be a pretty cool culture over there in the UK. You guys really open to, it seems urban culture. I'm not sure why, but it seems like that's really popular over there. So I appreciate that. Yes, sir. So we got guys from everywhere. UK, North Carolina, Atlanta, DC, Mississippi. We got about 40 guys here. Guys, appreciate you guys for coming in, man. Hit that like button as you come in. You guys been enjoying that content. I've been doing the last couple of days on retention. I did a video yesterday about 50 days. Guys, most definitely. I know who that is, man. I know who all the rappers are, man. All right, any thoughts on eating meat? Should we eat chicken or fish while on the seed retention journey? I do. I'm not gonna say a lot to you. I eat meat. From a New Testament Bible perspective, we have the right to. We shouldn't call anything cursed that God is blessed. So you have the right to. Now, if you don't want to, that's cool. You know what I mean? There are times you can fast from meat if you want to for a particular period of time, but biblically speaking, it's not wrong. So that's optional. We do have the right to choose certain things. So good question. I'm living in my car and working every day. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. You know what I mean? Let's pray for that brother. May say living in his car, working every day. You know what I mean? It's rough times out here, man. It's hard times, guys. You should put out content on dressing sharp. Okay. I guess you mean for business, work. I don't know what you're referring to. Somebody says, I am rich. I will thrive. What's the longest that you fasted, big bro? The longest I've fasted, I think it was about 14 days. I did a liquid fast for about 14 days. The longest dry fast I did was for 3 days. That was very hard with no water. I wouldn't suggest going any further than that with a dry fast. I've done 7-day water fast before. So 7-day water fast, 3-day dry fast. I've done a lot of 1-day fast, 24 hours, you dig? I fasted from meat for about 2 or 3 years in my 20s. I've done that before too. So I've done all types of fasts throughout the years. Fasting is very powerful, by the way, for you guys who did catch that question. Man, if you want to break through, fast from time to time. Rich in the spirit, which is why I'm rich in the flesh. I will help others in my position. No doubt, man. We all go through hard times. I've been homeless before. I can be honest about them standing in front of my house now or sitting in front of my house in my car. But I've been down that path, bro. I work out and work 40 plus hours a week. Appreciate that, bro. Keep on going, man. Stay strong. We've all been down some dark paths in our life. And God can really bless you, man. You can come back. Hey, Tyler Perry was living in his car when he was doing those movies. And look at him now. He's wealthy and famous and known all over the earth. You know what I mean? So, we all got a Amazon truck pulling up. I wonder what they got. That prime. So, let me put it this way, man. It's not what you go through, but it's how you come out, brother. Let me give it to you just like that, man. It ain't what you go through, brother, but it's how you come out of that. You dig? Semen retention kings. So, guys, let's get to it. That's enough of the chopping it up. We're about 50 guys deep. Let's get to work, guys. Let's talk about today. Manhood. Man up or boy down. We live in a world where, you know what, man, guys people will try to emasculate you. We live in a world where people don't really appreciate, you know what I mean, strong men. I'm going to be honest, especially I can't speak for other countries, but I can speak for, in particular here in America. This country, to me, doesn't really appreciate masculine men. You know, and everything on this chessboard that we call America, this country, this culture, is geared towards really emasculating men. You know what I mean? And making us weaker. And you're not really welcome. If you really think about it, just think about the vibe you get, right? Think about the energy you feel when you go into a place of business, or think about your experience in school. Think about your whole life. You dig what I'm saying? From grade school until now at 20, 25, 30, 35 years of age. And pretty much, if you think about it, your whole life, people have been trying to make you a good boy. You feel me? Even in school, when you start expressing yourself too much. Oh, no, Johnny, so be quiet, Johnny. We have been constantly pushed out of our masculine frame indirectly. You feel me? And it's designed to control us and to have a society of men that can be manipulated and used for their own agenda. That's what they want. They don't want a bunch of men out here. They don't want to have thousands of guys, millions of men who think for themselves, who will speak up when stuff ain't right. You know what I mean? I was that guy. You feel me? Which is why a lot of times at work, I wasn't very liked or popular, because I was the guy who would ask the questions that everyone else was afraid to ask. That was me. I've always been that way. My family would tell you that. When I was a little boy, I was opinionated. You feel me? At 9, 10 years old, I would always have something to say. And when I became a man, I felt the same way. I'm not saying we have to be ignorant or confrontational, but I do feel like, in my opinion at least, a part of manhood is when something is not right, having the balls to speak up and say something. Say, you know what? I don't agree with this. I don't think this is right. This is dishonest. This is not ethical. You feel me? And people don't like that guy. Because what happened in most places, especially this will happen, especially in the business world and in the church world and out there in society, everyone will see what's going on, but everyone else will play stupid. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else will play stupid and act like they don't see what you see and what I see. And when you have the courage to actually be assertive and speak up and say this is not right, now all of a sudden you're confrontational and you're not, you know what I mean, you're not what's this is the links they use. You're not professional and all this other dumb stuff they'll say to try to minimize the courage you have to call out dishonesty, to call out something that is not right, to call out bullying, to call out at times racism, to call out just bad business. You know what I mean? And so we live in a world where people want you to, and I've heard people say this too, they want you to play the game. You see, it's all great. That's what this is all about. School, college, the workforce, all of that language and training is designed to have you and I just play the game. Just go around like sheep, act like everything's fine when we know it's not fine. You understand me? And just let folks run over you. And one of the ways they have gotten access to men, in my opinion, which is why I teach so strongly on the subject of retention. Some of you guys don't like that, you know what I mean? That bothers you, especially some of you Christians. But some of you Christians, man, kind of weird to me. I'm online telling men how to gain control over their sexual urges, and you got a problem with that. You weird. You know what I mean? I'm trying to teach men how to regain their strength so they can talk to God, so they can be leaders in the community, so that they can have that regal energy. Regal means kingly, that regal energy that people respect. And that's what they don't want you to have. They don't want you to have that regal energy. I had a lady tell me at work, this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and she says to me one day, she said, Percy, you carry yourself like a king. You know what I mean? And women see that. And a lot of times I was quiet. I wasn't always the loudest person in the room. I would speak on when it was necessary. But when I wasn't, speaking about something that made some sense or was necessary, I'm often, me personally, reserved and deliberative. I watch people. So sometimes your kingly energy can be manifest by your disposition. You ain't got to open your mouth up. Your whole vibe will say you're on a different type of time. And people will see that. And a lot of people will not like that. They'll think you're arrogant. They'll think you're stuck up. They'll call you unapproachable. And it's not that you're unapproachable. It's that they can't approach you the way they want to. You feel me? You guys feel what I'm saying, man? Talk to me. I'm trying to get some dialogue here, man. Talk to me, man. They'll call you unapproachable because they can't come at you. They can't come at you any kind of way. You understand me? So they have to watch how they talk to you. They have to come to you with some respect, and they don't want to do that. So since they don't want to come to you in a respectful way, or in a way where you're not going to allow them to just dictate your pace, they're going to call you cocky. They're going to call you all these names. That's all manipulation, right? To make you feel like there's something wrong with you having respect for yourself as a man. And that's a lie, man. And that's why society is so weak right now. You feel me? And especially, like I say, here in America. I can't speak for other countries, but this country, man, got that bad. They're constantly trying to tame and control men, and they do it a lot of times through them women, man. They have these women control. A lot of you guys, man, you controlled by your woman, bro. I know you don't like that. You finna tap out now. I don't care about you getting mad at me. You can't whip me. Listen to me. Some of you guys, man, well, maybe you can, I don't know. You feel me, man? Some of you guys, you understand me? But, you know, I'm playing with you right now. I'm just laugh, man. Have fun. Lighten up. Laugh. It's a joke. You feel me? Some of you guys, man, you let your woman control you, man. You know what I mean? And this is how they gain access to you. Where you go, how you spend your time. And that's why it's so important for you, like I have been saying for years now, in the game, to spend several years working on yourself. That's what I believe. I believe as a man, before you get married, before you get into a relationship, before you do any of that, worry about yourself. Worry about your education. Education doesn't just mean college. College is just one form of education. Some of the stuff I learned, me personally, was post-college, okay? A lot of the lessons I learned about retention and spiritual warfare and manhood and the hip-hop culture and American culture was all self-study. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of things I learned was self-study. School only teaches you so much. School is helpful to a degree. I'm not saying it's a total waste of time to go to college, but there is so much I learned just from real life. Getting out here into this real world, stuff started happening, and I'm thinking, okay, let me figure out what I need to do. Somebody said retention gives you such a strong countenance which strikes fear. I do believe that. I think, you know, when you people, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You know, you guys, we're talking, you know, I'm sitting now, you can tell I'm in shape, I work out. You feel me, about 200 pounds. I'm 6'2", stating obvious, I'm a black man, you know what I mean, in America, bearded, long hair. So when I walk into a room, people be feeling some type of way. Yeah, sometimes some of these women, they be looking up and looking all nervous and whatnot. You know what I mean? Feel away. And some of you guys too, boy. Some of you guys, man, see a guy walk through. Some of you black men too, man. You know, feeling away. You feel me? You see your own. And there's something about that regal energy, is what it is, that king energy you have when you hold on to your seat. When you've been holding on for 40 days, 60 days, 90 days, you got a vibe people are going to feel. They're going to feel your aura. And so you walk into a room like right now, on 40 plus days at this point, on this current streak. I'll tell you, I walk through, people, they'll look up. Well, people, and this could be younger people, older people, it'll be older ladies, they'll speak, hey, how you doing? Your energy, they can feel something coming from you. And this to me is based on something that Nikola Tesla said. Think of the world and earth in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Being an attractive, muscular, masculine man of God today is like being an anomaly. Women truly gravitate to the aura. You stand out. Because a lot of guys not on that type of time. You know, a lot of guys, man, have been emasculated by the society. So when you say, no, you're not going, and you decide to go your own way, people are going to feel that. You know, so I want to encourage you guys to do this. So guys, let me give you some time, man. Ask me some questions, man. I don't want to do all the talking here today, man. This is a live. Let's chop it up, man. You guys ask me anything. What type of questions you got for me? Let's talk. Let's chop it up, man. Run it up. Got a question, man? You guys watching my content every day. 200 plus videos. I've said a lot of stuff over the last 3 years, man. Let's talk. What you got for me? We're talking about manhood, masculinity. You should have 1,000 questions. Let's run it up. Don't give me too many at once, man. I know I'm gonna get about 4 or 5 of them at likes. Like that live. Hit that like button. Appreciate that. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up so this video can get shared. What is the definition of sexual morality? Okay. What do you think about supernatural fast? And what do you believe about chakras? I should have brought me a pen, man. I wasn't thinking, because I'm not going to be able to remember all that. Oh, I got a pen right here. Give me a second, guys. Okay, hold on. So we got chakras, supernatural fast, sexual immorality. Okay, so I got something. Should we eat unclean meat? What do you mean by that, man? You guys keep asking that question, bro. If you don't want to eat meat, don't eat meat. Y'all asked me that question about 1,000 times, man. Always watch your actions. Unclean meat. Some of you guys, bro, I've asked you the question already, man. If you don't want to eat meat, you don't have to eat meat. I made that as plain as possible. But biblically speaking, according to New Testament, you can't eat meat if you want to. Okay, that's the answer. You know, I'm not sure what else you want me to say. You're not gonna make me become a vegetarian. I had some chicken today. I'm gonna have some more tomorrow. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie to you. You hear me? Be lighting that chicken up. Honestly, I have no questions at the moment. That's cool, but I appreciate the knowledge. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's that. Yeah, keep asking that question about some meat, man. I answered that 10 times. I'm not gonna be a vegetarian. Are there any herbs that you use to increase testosterone? Um, the supplements I use right now, I use multivitamins, elderberry. I also use creatine, which is helpful in terms of muscle recovery as well as muscle growth, and whey protein. That's helpful too. Do you believe religious belief originated in Africa? I'm not sure what you mean by that. CMOS. How do you transmute the fuel of heartbreak and betrayal? Let me write that one down too. Heartbreak and betrayal. Women starting. You guys got some good questions, man. Women starting rumors. I'm just writing all these down. These are good, man. This is dialogue right here. It's gonna get dark here in about an hour, so I got about an hour to talk to you guys. Guys, hit that like button. It's 71 of you guys say hit the like button, man. Some of you sitting back. I ain't hitting that like button. I'm just here watching. Some of you YouTubers watching me. Shout out you. I know some YouTubers watching me. Not saying that. I'm dating a girl who believes in a higher power, not Christ. Okay, so that's What do you think about men doing martial arts? Okay, all right. Let's pause questions for a second. Let me answer some of these questions, guys. Is it good to have pride as a man, intermittent fasting, one on retention? So pride as a man, fasting, and retention. All right, so I got about 10. So let's kind of park right. Hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I'll try to get to it a little later in the live. Let's run it up, guys. You guys asked some good questions. Can you clarify about the one verse of Corinthians about long hair? I get that question all the time. Let me answer that question right now. As you can see, I have long hair. Okay. Got the Samson locks going, you dig. Unashamed. Out here like Samson. In the last days, he brewed up, you dig. The Bible says that men should not have long hair, right? That's what it says New Testament. And that is a question that I get all the time. Here's what that passage means. The scripture is not saying that men should not have long hair. It's not a sin. Sin is your hair is an extension of your nervous system. Your hair are your antennas, right? This is what gives you intuition. This can help you with your meditation. It gives you a connection to the Most High God and to your environment. Okay, God created this. It's natural. It grows naturally. What God was against in that particular verse, and in particular the Apostle Paul was rebuking men who were intentionally growing their hair long to attract other men. This was the context of that particular verse, and this was the problem within Corinth. So Paul was rebuking them for doing that. Not necessarily men having long hair, because the truth of the matter is, Jesus more likely had long hair. Jesus, I say this all the time, did not have a bald fade. Okay? Neither did Moses, neither did Samson, neither did David, neither did his son Absalom, neither did most of the patriarchs. That's why bald-headed men got the long beard. Yeah, the beard is also something, and we talked about that before, the lunar nerve, which gives you an insulation and gives you more, helps you to be more poised as a man. So that's the answer to that. That doesn't mean men can't have long hair, because at the same time, the Bible says that Samson's hair was his strength. So if Samson's hair was his strength, why would the God who gave Samson strength through that tell you in the New Testament that it's wrong to have it? So, when you read the Bible, it's all about context and the audience and what the message was. So, good question. So, let's get to it, guys. Let's talk about a supernatural fast. Be careful with that. I don't know what you mean by that. If you're talking about maybe going for 20 days without water, whatever it is, I wouldn't get caught up into all that. If I was you, I would focus on just simply doing a water fast, which is very effective, very powerful. And if your goal through that is to connect to God, you're going to do that. So this kind comes only by praying fasting. So if you do that the right way, with water, you'll definitely be iron. Not to sound weird, but is there a consistent way to have with your wife without having too many children? Honestly, birth control. That's the answer to that. Birth control, pull-out method. That's what you want to do. Sam Fisher on the way to the gym right now. Catch the reply, still struggling. To make it 30 days. Thanks, big bro. Appreciate that donation, brother. Man, get 30 days, man. You guys, man, who can't get to 30 days, yes, you can, man. Take it one day at a time. Here's my word for you. If you cannot get to 30 days, go on the internet fast. Go monk mode. Use your phone. I'm going to talk to you for business. Let me help you out. I'm going to get you guys there. I'm going to get you guys on point. You can't get 30 days. This is what you need to do. You need to go on the internet fast. Get in the gym at least 4 times a week. I've been 4 days already. I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I went today as well. 4 days in the gym. Pray every day. Meditate if you need to. Get your journal. Work. When the temptation comes, do some push-ups. You can get to 30 days, guys. Stop telling yourself that. I'm on 40 plus days right now. It can be done, man. By staying strong. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. With this whole thing of retention, you have to ask yourself, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Right? So for me right now, I'm trying to add some various aspects to my business. I'll put it that way. I'm trying to level my business up and scale that. I'm trying to get my body into elite shape, which I'm getting there. You guys have been seeing the pictures. I've been getting myself into really good shape. So I have some physical goals. I have some financial goals. I have a spiritual goal. There's a connection with God I'm trying to create at that next level. You feel me? So that's my why for this right now. You dig what I'm saying? So when your why, and it also depends on the level of pressure you're under. One of the brothers says he's living in his car right now. He's under a lot of pressure. So when you're under pressure like that, I want to encourage you to utilize that pressure to push out power, right? And push out the power through what? Retention, through working out, through, just, spending time reading and reflecting, so when it comes to that type of streak, your why will determine how far you can go. You feel me? So that's that. So we talked about supernatural fast. Somebody asked me a question about the chakras. A lot of you guys got upset when I did the video about that. And some of you Christians too, man. Some of you Christians, you are so unlearned about a lot of stuff. And so whenever someone presents, man, we went to 112 quick, boom, just jumped out of nowhere. They came in like 5-0, like 12, boom, boom, boom. Came in like the police. What up, what up, what up? So some of you Christians, as soon as you hear something that you're not used to, right away you say it's demonic and this is evil and it's from the devil. Stop doing that. Just because you don't know something, homie, don't mean it's demonic. Learn something. Educate yourself. I didn't understand chakras like 5 years ago. But rather than call it demonic, I went and did some research and studied, and I found out that it's not demonic. You go back and study the Testament of Reuben. Okay, I read this. And in the Testament of Reuben, he talks about the 7 spirits of men that are given to him at birth. Right? So the Testament of Reuben talks about the 7 spirits of man given to him at birth, aka the chakra system, which are energy points in your spirit, basically. And he says in the New Testament, rather, in Revelation, it talks about the 7 spirits of God. So if man is created in the image of God, then it will make sense that we have various energy centers in our spirit as well. And it should be common sense that there are obviously access points to your spirit if demons can get there. If a demon can get into your spirit, or God's spirit can get into your spirit, then logic says there are access points. So I'm not sure why people debate it. So personally, I think there is some truth to that. Can chakras be used for a demonic purpose? Absolutely. Anything can be used for a demonic purpose. Fasting can be used for a demonic purpose. Retention can be used for a demonic purpose. Anything you do can be used for something that's bad. And I talked about them chakras, about 14 people left. They got offended. We get offended by truth, right? So we have to learn to open our minds up and gain new knowledge. Every time someone presents something you haven't heard before, you got to stop saying it's demonic. If you have not spent 1 to 3 hours actually studying a particular subject, stop calling stuff demonic. If you can't sit down and educate yourself and reflect and come with an intelligent argument, then don't say that. So in my humble opinion, there is something to that. We do have energy points in our spirit, and I think that's truthful. So that's my opinion at this point. That wasn't my opinion probably 3 years ago. But as I've grown and learned more, that's definitely my opinion now. So about, man, they got offended, didn't they? It went from 112 to 89. They got it broke about it like, please go. Pew. I know you're offended by the truth. And here's the problem. I don't care about you leaving. All you can leave, as far as I'm concerned. You know why? Because we are afraid of spiritual truth. Here's what I've learned about most American Christians. They are afraid of spiritual power. Once you start talking about energy points in a person's spirit and the spirit realm and demons and spiritual power, they take off because they're not used to that. They're used to religion and rules and regulation. They're not used to true power, understanding the complexity of the spirit realm, understanding the complexity of their own spirits. So once you begin to mention that, they don't want to hear that. So that's that. So I'm not going to bite my tongue. The real going to stay. Like, that's cool. Have ears to hear. Yeah, they can leave. I don't care about that you leave because you like what I'm saying. I'm not biting my tongue. I'm not, that day I bite my tongue, it's over. I'm going to say what I believe. So that's my answer on that one. The question about sexual immorality. Here's the deal. Sexual immorality, how I define that, it can be answered so many different ways. I would say the bottom line is the safe space or the appropriate place to manifest our sexual urges is the marriage bed. Anything outside of that lands into the territory of sexual morality. That's pretty much the short and long of that. So another question was, what do I think about martial arts? Martial arts, I think there's nothing wrong with self-defense. I think men should learn self-defense, whether that be karate, whether that be mixed martial arts, boxing. I think it's healthy for men to know how to defend themselves. We are called to be priests, providers, protectors. What are your thoughts on women pastors? I would not follow one. That's my thought. Bottom line. I think a pastor should be the husband of one wife, which is referring to a man. So if a man can't lead his home, how can he lead the house of God? So if it's God's design for a man to lead a house, why would it be God's design for a woman to lead the church? And this is one reason why you guys come back. Now we got about another 20 back in there. So you guys coming in and out, boy. Y'all breaking out like the police. Go. Come back here. Come here. Don't run. Come here, boy. Come here. Don't run. So to answer your question, that's a good question, young man. Here's what I believe. The church is so feminized. This is why guys don't go to church. It's because most of these churches are ran by women. And the truth of the matter is, most of these churches are actually there to cater to women. There's really nothing there for a real man. Real men don't fit in most churches. This is why guys don't go. This is why a lot of guys are becoming Muslims. A lot of guys are becoming Hebrew Israelites. A lot of guys are going into the gangs. A lot of guys are joining secret societies. They're joining everything but the church. And I can tell you, as a person who believes in the Bible, most of these churches are weak. And they have nothing really to offer a man. I'm going to give it to you straight. They really are these clubs that are there to help these women Deal with their reality of being single. I'm gonna give it to you all the way 1,000. Okay, if you like it now, I'm gonna give you the real. This honest, so you know what I'm coming. Big iron on deck. Most of these churches are there to cater to them single women who are desperate, who don't have a man, and are by themselves because in many cases ain't no man good enough for them. So now they're there on Sundays with the pastor being their pretend husband. In many cases, and so the men of God have become nothing more in many cases than soothsayers. This is why what's happening now is that God's raising up prophets, plural, to speak to his men. And that's why I made it clear, I'm not a pastor, I'm a prophet. There's a difference. I can't be that. I'm not going to be the guy behind the pulpit catering to these women every Sunday. I'm not doing that. Okay? And so God has called me personally to be a prophet to men. That's what I'm doing through Honor Soul. And that offends some of you. Some of you don't like that. Some of you don't like the way I come. You think I'm too aggressive or I'm too casual. One of you suckers call me ghetto. I don't care. I'll take all that from you. But at the end of the day, I'm reaching men. That's what I've been called to do. I've been called by God to reach and to talk to men about masculinity, about truth, about how to be strong, how to build families, how to be fathers, how to be yourself. You know what I mean? I find women pastors are fully devoted and tend to stray in knowledge. You know, that's that. I answered that question. That's what I think about that. So next question. Someone else says, fasting and retention. What do I think about that? Fasting and retention. It's a good process. I think that's a powerful 1-2 punch. You're hitting it from a spiritual perspective as well as physical. And so by man being spirit, soul, and body, by retaining your seed and also fasting, you're putting yourself in a position to experience supernatural breakthrough. That's what I believe. Another question someone asked me the question, how do you deal with women who spread rumors about you? That's going to happen. Especially if you are a man who's on your business and you are a man who's able to get things done and you're not in their face, you're not giving them attention that they want. Women will sometimes start gossiping about you when you're not giving them or you're not acting the way they want you to act. So you're not giving them attention that they think they want. You're not being controlled by them. So they'll sometimes start spreading rumors at work. I've been through some of this too. They'll start lying on you. And so when that happens, there's an old saying that lies have short legs. They don't go too far. So when someone is lying, it's only a matter of time before that lie will play itself out. That's just where it is. You know, so I would say, man, be careful. Stop being friends with women. Don't do that. Don't be friends with women work. Be friends with other men. Okay? Stop that friend stuff. Cause you start smiling on their face, and then on the days when you don't give them attention they want, now they're lying on you, gossiping about you. Why do some women ignore you when you greet them? You know what, man? Some women are just flat out rude. It's that simple. You know, this culture has created that type of vibe. You know what I mean? And the ironic thing about that is that if you as a man don't speak and go into a room, now they're afraid of you. This guy's crazy. This guy's unapproachable. So they always vilifying men. So you got women out here now that they have been taught by mama, by their church, and by society to do whatever they want to do. They ain't got respect to men. How do you know your purpose is to be a prophet? Was it revealed to you from the Most High? You talking about you asking me that question, or are you asking yourself the question? You mean me personally? If you mean me, I can answer it that way. If you mean yourself or me, who you talk to with that one? Yes, you. How do I know that's my purpose? That's easy. The sons of God led by the Spirit of God. So I'm led by the Spirit. I've been in the Spirit for about 20 years, and I study. I know the gifts of the Spirit. I have spent hours studying spiritual gifts, and there is a distinction between a prophet and a pastor. A pastor has a local flock of people he ministers to, whether they be 50 people, 100, 200, 300, whereas a prophet is a voice to the nations. And so I am a voice to the nations. As you see in this live here today, we got guys here from the UK, Mississippi, Chicago, New York. That's the type of leverage God's given me. And so I'm in a position where I can speak bolder. Prophets have a boldness that are not necessarily situated or suitable for a local church. And so the messages I give and what God's called me to do is something that can be done through the office of a prophet. And I think that's been confirmed through the gifts of word of wisdom, word of knowledge, and discerning of the spirits. Those are the gifts of a prophet, which I have. So I can discern in the spirit, I get words of wisdom, and I get words of knowledge. Also, the scripture says, if there's a prophet among you, I will speak to him through dreams and visions. So God often gives me wisdom and revelation through dreams and visions. So that is how I know that, through study, through spiritual growth, and through my connection to the Most High. So that's how I know that. So that being said, guys, we talked about chakras, spiritual fasting, sexual morality, long hair was another question somebody had. We talked about martial arts, self-defense. You guys should do that. You feel a sense of misery. As a married man or retention, women gravitate to you like gas. I think some women like married men in general. Women like a man who's taken, who other women want. I noticed I started getting a lot more female attraction after I got married. So be careful with that, brother. Be careful with that, man. Don't let that break your marriage up. Because there are a lot of guys who allow that. Not saying you personally, but I know a lot of men who have went down that path and end up losing their wife. And sometimes a woman will do that, not so much about you, but she'll do that to offend your wife, especially if your wife looks better than her. See, women got this competition thing with the way they look and whatnot. So if this woman feels some type of way about your woman, she'll come on to you just to show the woman something. This is what I know about women. And so to protect your wife and to protect yourself and your reputation, stay away from all that. You got your woman, you sold up. You got your wife, leave her right there, branch away from all that stuff. Somebody asked me a question, what about pride? Pride comes before a fall. That's my answer to that. Pride comes before a fall and haughty spirit before destruction. That's what the scripture teaches. However, flip side of the coin, we're also told to be bold as lions. So there's a distinction between pride and boldness. Solid bro, been married for about a year. So you can be bold, but you don't have to be prideful. Don't be timid and weak. We got a lot of guys who are timid and weak under the pretense of being humble. It's not humble, it's weakness, to be honest. How do I gain confidence after society excludes all the time? I didn't quite catch that question. Pray, fast, meditate, eat right, lift weights, buy land, gold, silver. Does your acne clear up after being on retention? That's possible, yes. I think, over time, of course, you accumulate a lot of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals from your body. That, with drinking plenty of water and diet, can definitely deal with that. So, guys, let's switch gears now. Let's talk about manhood. We answered a lot of questions and answers. Let's get to the meat of this talk. Masculinity. I defined this yesterday. I gave one definition for that last night in my video, or yesterday afternoon, rather. And we talked about masculinity being your ability to consistently remove obstacles from your way, right? That was one way of looking at masculinity. The ability to consistently remove obstacles from your way, being able to overcome adversity, being a priest, provider, and protector, learning how to deal with adversity. That's a form of masculinity. Learning how to stand your ground. I do believe as men we have a right to stand our ground, to defend ourselves when it's necessary, to speak your mind. Okay, we're not boys. If you have an opinion about something, speak your mind. Don't let people think for you. Think for yourself. Learn from other people. You can grow. You can be mentored, but there is a distinction between somebody mentoring you and someone treating you like you're a boy. They're two different things. It's okay to be mentored, but it's not okay if someone treats you like you're a boy. You follow me? And so I think we need to understand that. Manhood to me is, Nipsey Hussle said this. Nipsey said it's being thorough. So really standing on your business, being direct in decisions you make, being decisive, knowing how to make decisions, being physically strong, being mentally strong, having the ability to face challenges and to grow from that, as opposed to allowing that pressure to crush us. So when trials come, when adversity comes, we can either be crushed by that pressure, or we can allow that pressure to push out power, right? And so I wrote down some words to me that are helping me in this year as we think about this whole concept of masculinity in this teaching. One of the truths about masculinity is, I wrote down some words from 2023. 2023, I wrote down some words. love, hate, gratitude, embracing pain, level up, prosperity, victory, wealth, war, word, worship, women, weapons, working, versatility, timing, game, knowledge, fight, retain, prayer, Yeshua, take, love, hate, gratitude. So I wrote down, this is something I wrote down for me back in December as I was looking at what are my thoughts and meditations for 2023. And so people have these New Year resolution talks, which I didn't do that because I didn't want this to be a New Year's resolution. I wanted this to be a mindset. And so here we are now, close to 5 months into the year, and these are still my words for the year. So you think about manhood, my first word I wrote down, which is interesting to me, was the word take, T-A-K-E. So what do I mean by that? I don't mean to steal or to do anything illegal or anything that's immoral. But to me, sometimes manhood is taking back what belongs to you. There are people out here who are trying to take your resources. There are people out here who are trying to take away your influence. There are people who will steal your ideas, steal your content. There are people who are trying to sabotage what you got going on. And so a part of manhood, in my assessment, is taking back what belongs to you, right? You have to, a part of warfare is taking, right? You go into the enemy's camp and you take the spoil. That's the purpose of that. And so we have to begin to get to a place where we begin to regain the territory we have lost, whether that be in our minds, whether that be in our spirits. So a lot of us got to get that. Some of you guys get your confidence back. You got to take back your confidence. You have to take back your authority. You have to take back what really belongs to you. Secondly, love. That's another word I want to use for 2023. There's a lot of people who mask hatred with flattery, false humility. There are people who pretend to be your friend. And in these last days, there's a lot of fake love, even on the internet. There are people who watch you with envy, watch you with hate. And so there's a lot of fake love, especially in this whole internet culture with views and shares and likes and statuses on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. It breeds this superficial culture sometimes. And so in these last days, a part of manhood is really manifesting real love. And that real love is manifest through action. You don't tell a person you love them, you show a person you love them. So to me, a part of masculinity, in my humble opinion, is showing love, helping people. That's what I do through these videos, by the way. These videos, my content, this is manifesting love. Appreciate that, Ricardo. What's your opinion on marriage being a loss? Are they against men? They are, yeah. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yes, the systems, the court systems, whether it be marriage, home, child, children, everything is not in the man's favor. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I do believe, according to God's word, that we should still pursue marriage to honor God. Not to honor people per se, but to honor our covenants to the Most High God. I do believe in that. Guys, I'm getting into this live. I think I'm going to switch gears, go to my basement if you guys don't mind. We're going to keep this going. We're working hard, so bear with me. We're going to switch gears. I'm going to go hop on that mic down in the basement of my house. We're going to keep running this up. I'm liking this live. I'm liking this vibe. I can't leave you guys hanging. It's finna get dark outside. I didn't realize how late it was. We're going to keep it. I'm going to run it up. We're going to go to the basement, guys. You guys still here? Hey, babe. I'm finna go to the basement and finish this live. You guys still with me? We good? We good? Can you guys hear me? What's up? Let's run it up, man. I'm getting into this, but I'm liking this vibe, man. Let's keep this going. Let me go ahead and plug this mic up. You hear me? Audio, we good? We locked in? We can hear you, bro. We back locked in? Man, let's run it up, man. Let's work. Let's run it up, man. I've been wanting to do this live for a while now. I've been wanting to get on camera and just chop up with you guys for a while. You know what I mean? I got some notes and whatnot, but my idea, the mic is super loud. Is it? Let me turn it down some. Let me push it back. How we good now? Let me push it back. We good? Is it still loud? Somebody says it's extremely loud. How? I don't even have it close to me. How the mic sound? I don't know if I can trust you or not, man. How we sound? How's the audio? How's the audio? I'm asking you a question. Sounds good now. We're good? All right, I got it backed away from me. I know you guys can hear me. It's always something. The audio is either too loud or too low. It's always something. You dig? 10-4. We back in. 10-4. Locked in. Back down like 4 flats. You hear me? We locked in? We good? All right, let's get past it. Man, let that go. You finna get obsessed with it. Let that go. Take that L, man. Let's go. Let's run it back up. We are talking about manhood. Man up. Whoa. That's too bright there, man. Yeah, I'm going to cut the light too bright. I'm going to turn that off. So, a part of manhood, we talked about taking, we talked about love. Guys, who is this? 100, we're good to go. We locked in. As you guys come in, man, hit that like button. You guys come into the live, man, hit the like button, man. Let me know you're here. Hit that like button. We're talking about masculinity, manhood. I did a lot of questions and answers. I answered about maybe 10 or 15 questions. You guys coming in with a lot of good questions and whatnot. We talked about various subjects, and now we're going through various aspects of masculinity and manhood. We talked about this before in the past. Preach, provide, and protect. What's up, Taiwan? What's good, man? Is that Taiwan Sims? Is that you? I know a couple of Taiwans. One is that Taiwan Sims. I know him personally. So we talked about yesterday, manhood is the ability to consistently remove obstacles from your life. And if you can do that, that makes you a strong man. You guys remember my talks from the past. We talked about, real men don't fold. That was a very popular talk I did a few years ago. We talked about real men stand alone. And when I do talks like that, obviously that's with reason. Okay, there are times when as a man, you may fold. Okay, none of us are perfect. We all have hard times to come our way in life. None of us are above, having a breakdown. Okay, we're all humans. So none of us over here are perfect. You dig what I'm saying? So this is not that. I'm not that guy. Listen, that's why some of you guys don't like me too, by the way. I'm not that self-righteous Christian. That's not me. I'm not going to be over here judging people, acting like I don't understand. I know exactly what's going on out here. Okay? I get it. I'm not gonna be this corny guy who don't have personality. Some of you guys don't like the fact that I have personality. I'm not doing that. I don't believe because I believe in God, I gotta be some goofy. I'm not doing that, bro. Okay? I can be myself. I can have personality. I'm not gonna lie to none of you guys. I'm a grown man. I like rap music. I ain't gonna lie about that. Okay? I lift weights. You understand? I like comedy. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you like I don't have a life or personality because I believe in God. I do. But at the same time, I'm a righteous man. I believe in that. I believe in being righteous. I've been with my same woman for 10 years. I'll tell you that much. I practice retention. I pray every day. But at the same time, I'm a real man. I understand what's happening out there. I'm conscious. I'm alert. I'm aware. I don't live in a fantasy world because I believe in God. And this is the problem that so many people have with religious people. People think that because you believe in God, you're supposed to live in some fantasy world. I live in reality. It's rough out here. You hear me? It's hard out here. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. We are in a war out here, guys. And especially, that's why I'm spending my time doing this live, talking to you guys. Guys, this world is not like strong men. You hear me? They don't like us. Okay? We are not welcome in most parts of society. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. You know what I mean? So we have to figure out how to navigate through this. Somebody says, "How did you get your beard to grow like that?" I know it is. It is sticking out though. Genetics. I'm gonna be honest with you. Off the top, genetics. You can tell it's just texture of my hair texture. Um, that's part of it in terms of just genetics. But in terms of practically speaking, I've been growing my beard now for 2 years. This is 2 years growth, which you're looking at. April 18th made 2 years. What I do in terms of routine, I use beard shampoo and beard oil. That's helpful. So I do use beard oil, excuse me guys, and shampoo, beard shampoo, specifically each day. I use collagen, which helps with hair growth as well. Somebody says I have a patchy beard, so I'm going to stick with the goatee. Right. For sure. I mean, everybody can't grow a beard, man. That's cool. If you can't grow one, don't worry about it, man. Some people can, some people can't. It's not for everybody, but me personally, mine grows in full. I don't really have a routine, to be honest with you. It's just, I got lucky, to be honest with you, and so, but what I do is I grow it out. I let it grow for a couple of years. I went through that whole phase of itching and whatnot, and when it comes to a long beard, the first few months are the worst part of the beard growth. The first month or two is when, especially the first month or two, those bumps come in, it'd be itching and scratching, and you want to cut it off. Go through that phase, man. Get past that. They call that the ugly phase. Get past that ugly phase when it's patchy, itching, and scratching and whatnot. Give about 30 days. I'll tell you this much. If you can grow a beard, give it about 4 months. I got the 4-month rule. Let it grow out for about 4 months. Don't really touch it. And especially going to the barber, because oftentimes the barber, what they'll do is they'll cut too much of it off. Like mine is where I want it to be at now. But what would happen in the past, the barber would always cut it like right here. He would take all that off of it. And to me, that don't look right. So he would always take most of that off. You know what I mean? So I go down, I get it faded on the side and whatnot. So barbers don't do what they want to. Barbers do what they want. They do sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. None against barbers. Sometimes they do what they want to do. What are your views of masculinity and bearing arms? You have a right to do that. That's my view on that. Shoot, what you mean? We're in the last days, bro. You better have you one. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got a right to. I don't, man. You better have one. Have it on you. You know what G Herbo said? I got it on me. You hear me? So yeah, you better have one. I agree. So yeah, you have every right to do that. So that's my routine, man. I'm saying a lot to you. I use beard oil, beard shampoo. Diet does help. Retention does help because you have those nutrients and vitamins. Some guys can grow a beard after retention, to be honest. So we're talking about masculinity. I had words for 2023. We talked about take, love a little bit. Somebody else says, does the New Testament allow killing if it's self-defense? Honestly, if the scripture does teach to lay down your life for your wife and family, so if it comes to a point where you have to do that, yeah, that's logic. You got to defend yourself. Do you consider astrology as witchcraft? I think I got a book down here to answer that specifically. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Hold that thought. I got a book right here. You are in luck. Somebody said, can I work as a moderator? What you see in some comments you're not liking? I probably do need some moderators, to be honest. Because some guys be over here, man, just tripping. So, you asked a question about astrology. Let's look at that real quick. Give me a second. This is from a book on spiritual warfare. And Spiritual Warfare Deliverance by John Eckhart. And so here's a quote on divination. says the act of divining or foretelling of future events. There are many forms of divination. All are an abomination to God. In the Old Testament, the word divination simply means witchcraft. Divination is Satan's counterfeit for the Holy Spirit. There are only two avenues by which we can enter the spirit realm. Jesus says, enter into straight gate. Matthew 7:3, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go by it. Satan has provided many broad entrances into the spirit realm for the destruction of souls. Remember that Satan is a lawbreaker and his nature is sin. He hates the human race and only wants to destroy it to break God's law. So what am I looking for here? So he says here the following is a partial list of diviners referred to in the Word of God. So basically, here's a list of what he refers to as divination or witchcraft. And the first one on the list is astrologers. Astrologers, charmers, diviners, enchanters, false prophets, got a lot of them online too. Necromancers, magicians, observer of times, soothsayers. Soothsayers are a form of witchcraft. Soothsayers are what many of your pastors are. They are not pastors, they are soothsayers. They are essentially getting behind the pulpit every Sunday and giving you fantasies and telling people exactly what they want to hear. This is what I know firsthand. So a lot of your favorite preachers are soothsayers and magicians, to be honest. Some of your favorite YouTubers are none more than false prophets that prophesy speaking to your life. Divination is the worship of stars. Astrology isn't witchcraft. That's your opinion, not mine. Okay. Do you diversify your money? Is something as of lately? Not sure what you mean by that question. So that's your opinion. That's not what I believe. You ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you what I believe. So I do believe it is a form of witchcraft. I'm gonna stick my guns with that one. Where in the Bible should young men in their early 20s begin reading? Proverbs. Read the first 10 chapters of Proverbs. Just left the church like that. Thank you. God showed me the real. Okay. So that's my take on that. You asked the question, I gave you an answer. It is what it is. I know some people are not going to agree with what I got to say. That's fine. You don't have to agree. That's cool. You don't have to agree, but I'm going to tell you what I believe. I'm going to speak my mind and be truthful about that. These are all good questions, by the way. I mean, these are all questions guys have. How do I gain my confidence as a man with anxiety? Good question. If you have anxiety, how do you regain your confidence? Well, I think part of that is perspective and knowledge. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power. So, excuse me, when you know the truth, right? Truth is going to help you overcome that anxiety. And a lot of times as men, we're in our heads. And we're thinking more about ourselves sometimes than we should. You feel me? And so as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if you perceive yourself or your perspective is you are a weak man or you're something is weird about you or you're unconfident in some ways, you're going to act that way, right? If you're hypersensitive to criticism from other people and what people think about you, this can make you act that way. I've been through some of that in my 20s too. I went through a season of anxiety. I understand that. And so when you got to be careful letting people, as they say, run rent free in your mind. You feel me? And you'll be sitting back just overthinking, every conversation you have with a person, you dig? And why did this person say that? And what did he mean by this statement? And we get caught up in that type of stuff, and it could really mess you up. You feel me? So I want to encourage you, man, that, you know what I mean? Don't let people do it that way. Really, honestly, don't really care what people think about you. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? If you want some opinion from your big brother, stop caring what people think about you. Because people's opinions change like that. That's one way of thinking about it. Another thing I can say to add to that, remain calm. You feel me? I think it's a Bruce Lee quote, if I'm not mistaken. The calmest person in the room is the strongest person in the room. You feel me? So when you remain calm, that can be very helpful in the context of overcoming anxiety. And so taking deep breaths, being deliberative, in your actions and decisions, thinking before you speak, not just speaking from a place of fear, but speak from a place of courage. So when you say something, be a man. Say what you mean what you say. You know what I mean? Don't allow people to intimidate you or kind of somehow bully you into saying the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? And then there are people out here that, I'm gonna be honest, they got bad energy, and their energy will make you feel some type of way. And if you're not careful, you will kind of respond to their energy because you think about a conversation, social interactions, and that's a very good question, by the way. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm gonna answer the best I can. Social social interactions are basically energy exchanges. So when you talk to a person, you're exchanging energy. So if you're talking to a person who has bad energy, then you should get away from them because the conversation is going to be awkward. It's going to be strained. There's going to be some manipulation there, sometimes some domination, intimidation. So part of that is what it can be. So I would say to kind of answer that question, be careful when you're talking to people. Don't talk as much. Listen more, speak less. When you perceive something's a bad situation, walk away. You know what I mean? You have to be careful. Take people's opinion too serious. Take everyone's opinion with a grain of salt because all it is opinion. We all got that. At the end of the day, I can't worry about what you got going on in your mind. That's your business. I don't really care about that. That's the way you got to think, right? You gotta really get to a place where you don't really care what people think. Otherwise, it'll drive you crazy, and you'll be sitting around second guessing yourself, questioning everything you do. And so, if you get anxiety, take people's opinion with a grain of salt. Remain calm. You know what I mean? Be careful in social interactions. You know what I mean? If you read a vibe and it's off, then remove yourself from the situation. And overall, back to that whole process of retention. One of the benefits of retention is that it resets your spirit, right, as a man and your body, soul, and it gets you back into your masculine frame in your natural default as a man, in my opinion, which is self confidence. And so I think a long retention streak won't solve that, but it will help you with that. And I would say also prayer. From a biblical New Testament perspective, be anxious for nothing but all things through prayer. So prayer can be helpful with anxiety too. It gives you that supernatural courage you need. So good question. You guys come up with a lot of them, a lot of good questions today. And I saw a lot of comments. I was talking. I was not able to read those. Wasn't sure if those were questions or not. So hopefully we're not. But a lot of conversation is good. I like to see that. A lot of people dialoguing and putting the 2 cents in. Sometimes anxiety can be a mineral deficiency. Okay, so diet too. Okay, so I didn't think about that. But that's a good one. Diet can help. Thanks, Brother Iron. So hopefully that helps you out. So somebody else said it could be dietary. That can, that makes sense. We are spirit, soul, and body, so that affects everything. What is the importance of arranged marriage? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. If you want my opinion, I give my opinion about that. I mean, you shouldn't want to be with somebody that your parents kind of force that. What if you don't like the person? What if the girl don't like you? So, iron can reading more fix a speech impediment and anxiety. That's possible. You know what I mean? I think reading and gaining more knowledge will most certainly increase your vocabulary. That's for sure. That's one of the ways to increase your vocabulary in terms of your creating dialogue and conversation is reading. So it'll be helpful. It won't hurt it. I'll tell you that much. It definitely won't hurt it. But as far as a speech problem, maybe consider speech therapy. That's not a bad thing to do. What do you have to say? I missed that. I think somebody said graduate from high school. I didn't catch that whole statement. Was that a question? Somebody said something about. I think I saw one question that says, "What's your advice for somebody in their 20s?" We talking finance. We talking. That's a broad question. What are we talking about? We talking about finance. We talking about women. We talking about your purpose. There's a lot of things. You know what I mean? Should we have multiple places of income? Absolutely. Yeah, I can answer that for you. Yeah, absolutely. We are in the last days, man. This is spiritual war right now concerning money. You know what I mean? And somebody said 30 days tomorrow. Congrats on that, man. That's good. So if you are in a position to create multiple sources of income, that's what you need to do. You know what I mean? And some guys right now need to hear this, man. You might have to work 2, 3 jobs. I definitely agree with that. So if you're able to work another job, you need to, whether that be a part-time hustle or you got some type of passive income that you're doing through trading or whatever you may be doing, or investments or stocks and bonds. Yeah, absolutely. You refer to the last days often. Are you saying we're literally in the book of Revelation? We were in the last days since the New Testament. Prophets were speaking. So we were in the last days in the days of Paul, according to Paul. We were in the last days then. So we are most certainly in the last days now. Last days meaning we're not necessarily in the seventh dispensation from a dispensational perspective, since you asked that question. You have the seven dispensations, and the last one is referring to the millennial kingdom of Christ, where Jesus will literally be on earth for 1,000 years reigning. So that is not here yet, obviously. We haven't got to the Battle of Armageddon or any of those things because Jesus hasn't come back yet. So there will be from a eschatological perspective, there will be a return of Christ, which is the rapture. And after that, you will have what's referred to as a 7-year tribulation period. And after that 7-year tribulation period, there will be a 1,000-year reign of Jesus on the earth. So that hasn't happened yet. However, in terms of the activity in the earth and what's happening right now, we are in the last days. You look at Matthew 24 and the various characteristics of the last days, even 2 Timothy, where people are being disobedient to their parents, the love of many is waxing cold. There are various principles that refer to last day behavior, and we see that all the time now. Just the increase in violence, the hatred, basically the gross immorality and the extreme violence and the disobedience for parents, the lack of respect for authority, the lack of respect for men, the reversal of roles, all types of activity that's happening right now that makes it crystal clear we're in the last days. So that's that. Somebody said something about what my advice to somebody in the 20s. I have a video on that. I want you to go check that out. Go to my archive. I have various videos specifically addressing that can be helpful. Do you follow any other YouTubers? I'm not going to tell you that right now publicly. You think I'm come on, man. They're not going to promote my stuff. I'm not promoting their stuff. Have you heard any of them mention Iron and Zoe? Come on, man. So, the next one is somebody says, so is it, exactly. What effects does eating have on retention? I'm not sure what that means. I can't answer that question for you. Appreciate that, brother. Celebrate the first super chat from Kara. Appreciate you, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the support. Thanks for that, man. So, we talked about love. We talked about take. Let's talk a little bit about hate. There's a lot of hatred out there. A lot of men who hate other men. There's, especially even in this, I'm going to be honest with you guys, especially even in this retention community. I'm going to be honest with you, back in about 2020, the retention community was a lot different than it is now. It started off as kind of this like good place for men to come together, for mutual encouragement, for support during a tough time in human history. And what happened is it turned into this weird thing where all these guys start hopping on their phones, jumping behind these pictureless pages, regurgitating the information, and they turned this whole thing into a business. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of hatred online. There's a lot of sabotage. People sometimes are reporting thumbnails and videos. There is a lot of hatred in this online space that people don't see. And they hide that often with fake love. We're pretending to support when they're not actually supporting. They're here as an enemy. So I understand that. Whenever you're doing anything, you're going to have supporters there. See, here's the thing. Whenever you're doing anything that's right, there's a Judas right there. Judas is always in the room. There's some Judas probably right here in this live right now, to be honest. You're not with me. You're here challenging, to be honest. So it's fake. And so that fake love, it creates this weird vibe online. And you can sense that. And it turns into a competition. It turns into sabotage, and now your whole page is based on trying to prove this person's wrong, is weird to me. And that ain't really masculine, to be honest. Honestly, you should just build your own work and keep it right there. That's what it should be. You know what I mean? South Carolina in the building. Appreciate you, brother. Spiritual Alpha, thanks for that, man. Shalom. Appreciate you, brother. So, hate. We should get a hatred for certain things. You know, get a hatred for how men are being weakened. That should bother you. When you see what's happening to men worldwide right now, you should have a problem with that. And so much so that you make a conscious decision to do what is ever necessary to become a strong man. Somebody said, "Yo, I caught the live. Appreciate your start to say Bruce Lee." That's what his name say. Big bro, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? What up? What up? What up? Man, we over here just chopping it up, man, talking, man, about manhood, masculinity, that's all. Answering questions, you know how it is. All that. So, gratitude. Gratitude. We talk about manhood, right? Gratitude is also a part of being a man. Being grateful. You don't want to be a person that act like someone. Somebody says, "I keep having this dream of an old friend of mine who was very demonic. We were cool, but as soon as I got with my fiance, he went back spreading lies about you." That's a warning dream, Brandon. If you're having dreams about an old friend and there's, yes, sir, if they're spreading lies about you, that's probably God trying to warn you about him, bro. And me and you talked before, Brandon, so I'm pretty sure that's what that is, Brandon. That's probably God trying to warn you, man. This guy may be jealous of you. Maybe he's jealous of the relationship you have with your wife. Some guys be jealous of the woman you got. Okay, we talked about this. A lot of times guys be around you. Everybody around you ain't your friend, man. And sometimes guys be around you hating on your job, hating on where you live, hating on the woman you got. Maybe they think your woman look better than their woman. How did you get her? How come I ain't? You know what I'm saying? Guys be on that type of time. You know what I mean? And when you sense that type of weird energy, shake them. You feel me? I had a guy, man, I'll be honest with you, I was real cool with when I met my wife. And when I met my wife, he started acting weird. You feel me? So I branched away from him. Cut him off. We ain't been friends since. You know what I mean? Start hating on me. So when people start hating, man, get away from them. You ain't got to tolerate them. I don't tolerate haters. If I sense that hate in you, because haters are dangerous. Hey, guys, listen to me. This alive. We talking about manhood, right? If somebody is a hater, shake them. Do not have no haters in your circles, bro. If you got somebody you feel like is showing fake love and fake friends, everybody ain't your friend, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, this is what you're, listen to me. I'm an OG. This is what I know, bro. Everybody ain't your friend. You think I think everybody in this live is my friend right now? Come on, man. Ain't no goofy, man. I'm from Chicago, bro. I'm from Iraq. You think I'm a goofy? Everybody ain't with you, homie. I'm going to talk to you straight up. Everybody ain't your friend. Some people being around. Listen to me, man. Just because somebody is around you, don't mean they with you. You hear me? Just because somebody is around you, don't mean they with you. And that could be family. That could be your own brother for that matter, to be honest. So, whenever you feel like somebody is against you, bro, shake them, man. That's dangerous. That person, they'll sabotage you. They'll lie on you. That person trying to mess your money up. They'll try to come on to your woman when you ain't around. If somebody ain't right, man, shake them, bro. They're dangerous. I'm not going to have nobody around me I don't trust. You dig? That's how I get out. If I don't trust you, you're not going to be around me. Because fake people are dangerous. They'll hurt you. What are your views on polygamy? I got a video on that. You can check the video out, but I'll give you a brief answer. Honestly, from the Old Testament Hebrew perspective, it never really worked out for him. It was always drama between the women. It was always issues in the family, hatred, competition. So look at those Old Testament examples. It always brought pain, struggling, confusion to the families, and whatnot. So never was a good thing long term, in my opinion. But for a long answer, you go to my page, go to this channel right in my YouTube channel. And I got a video, I think it's about 20, 30 minutes long, discussing that topic. So go check that out. These are all good questions, guys. Better than an NFL draft don't benefit you. This was Hughes facts. Oh, the NFL draft on today? I didn't know that. So, You know what I mean, man? Yeah, but let's talk about that, man. Fake friends, bro. That's dangerous. And you got a lot of that going on right now, especially online. A lot of people act like they rotate with you, they're not really with you. People be acting like they're kicking it with you and they'll turn on you. You feel me? You know. So that being said, we're talking about gratitude, being happy, being grateful, appreciative, embracing pain. That's part of masculinity and manhood is really being able to embrace when bad things happen. You know what I mean? Being able to remain solid. That's what it means to me, man. It's being able to stand 10 toes down when things go bad, bro. You know, 'cause we all gonna have time. Listen, I'm gonna talk to you, bro. We talking about manhood. Listen, you gonna have some times where you down bad, right? Ain't that what they say in that rap song? I was messed up. I was down bad, right? Come on, man. You heard every rapper say that. Every rapper here talk about being down bad. What you think hip hop is all about? Most hip hop is mostly these young men who were broke and struggling and got tired of it. That's what most young men are trying to do in the ghetto, to be honest. They're trying to figure out a way to get some money. When you broke, you get tired of that. You feel me? So, you think about the themes in hip hop. Finally rich. Get rich or die trying. Why are these guys saying that? Because they understand how it feels to not have nothing. What T. Grizzly say in the song? Being broke did something to my spirit. You hear me? Ask people to plug me out, act like they ain't hear me. you hear me? So everybody's saying the same thing. From T. Grizzly to Chief Keef to Waka Flocka. All these guys are saying the same stuff. They're trying to get some money. It don't feel good being broke as a man. So part of that, man, to trying to get to the next level, and that's the next point, leveling up. We talking about leveling up, prosperity, victory, and manhood, is figuring out how to get that back. You know what I'm saying? That's one reason why you do retention, to be honest. Some guys say, nah, I'm not doing it for money. That's you. You speak for yourself. I am. Speak for yourself, player. Ain't nothing cool about not having no money. Speak for yourself. If that's you. If you want to be a poor monk, that's on you. You go in the corner with that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to. That's on you, my boy. That ain't me. Ain't nothing wrong with getting to that bag and doing what you got to do. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We men over here. So not having stuff, not having the resources you want and need, don't feel right. So to get that bag, to get to that next level, we got to embrace some pain. You feel me? You may have to work a job for a year or two that you don't like. You may have to work 2 jobs for a while. You feel me? You may have to do some things that are uncomfortable to make that money, legally speaking. So I really believe somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody said, Big Bro on it. Yeah, come on, man. Talking about some money. I'm not with that, you know what I'm saying? I believe in God, I'm supposed to be poor stuff. That's you. Get off my life with that. That's you. If that's you, get off my life. I'm not on that. I don't believe in that. I believe in God, so I ain't supposed to have nothing. That's good for you. I'm trying to get to it. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You feel me? Prince Don, appreciate that, bro. Thanks for brother listening while at work. Oh, he at work now, getting to it at work. You know what I'm saying? Man, what they say down there in Atlanta? I got a family feed. You hear me? Hey, what do you say? Got a family feed. They depending on me. You hear me? He said, I got 5 kids. I ain't complaining now once. You hear me? That's Day down in Atlanta. What you mean? It's a war out here, man. I got kids, man. Ain't nobody playing no games out here, man. So we got to fight. So that's manhood, man. Embracing pain. Working hard. Wealth is in the Word of God. Thank you. That's in the Word of God. Ain't nothing wrong with having wealth. You guys want to quote that one verse about the love of money is root of all evil. The love of money is root of all evil. Not having money. It's a difference. There's a difference. Loving money is not the same as having money. You feel me? So let's get that straight tonight. Let's get that straight tonight. Stop quoting that one verse. So I encourage you, man, work hard, man. You guys, man, work 40 hours, work 60 if you need to. Just got back from work right now. You motivated me to keep my job. Yeah, man, keep grinding, man. Keep that job, man. Man, keep on getting that money. Do what you gotta do. So somebody asked me earlier, since you have multiple streams of income, yeah, why not? Shoot, yeah, I think so. You young, you healthy, man, get to it, man. You know? So I encourage you, bro. Man, do what you got to do. Man, you a man. Man, get to it. Because honestly, let's keep it. I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 with you. Most people don't want to deal with you if you ain't got the money. That's just the way people are out here. Regardless of how people want to try to act, people respect when you got bread. That's just the truth of the matter. Some of my teachers have like 2 jobs at school. Yeah. Come on, man. I've been working multiple jobs for years. That's just weird. That's reality out here, man. It's real in the field. You hear me? Somebody said, listen to this, working on abs. Man, keep getting to it, man. You know what I mean? All this part of work. Working out in their gym. All that is work. Guys, I want to encourage you guys, man. Somebody said, do you use creatine? Yeah, I do. I use creatine, man. That's very helpful. I'm in the gym 4 or 5 times a week, so I definitely use creatine. Creatine, whey protein, elderberry. You did. Gallon of water every day. I've been drinking 2 gallons for the last couple of days. I've been getting to it. So, yeah, definitely use the creatine. That'll help you. We can't have a conversation about no masculinity without talking about money. That's like hand in hand. That's like peanut butter and jelly. Man, money, hand in hand. You feel me? I knew that when I was a little boy. That's common sense. I knew as a boy at 12, I should have something. When I was, you feel me, 11, 12 years old, I was cutting grass. At 12, 11, I was cutting grass, raking leaves, trimming bushes. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was trimming them. You feel me? I was getting to it as a shorty. Because I knew then not have nothing wasn't cool. As a boy, I knew that. You know, that's why when I became a teenager, I ain't gonna say a lot to you. When I became a teenager, I ain't gonna talk too much on live. I'm not working with them people. I'm not working with 12. Kings and Bears, Duck Goofs and the Fairs. You know, how we coming with that. I sold to World Blow, all that. Age builds a hard body. But when I was 17, 18, 19 years old, I was out west doing what they do out west. I'm gonna leave it right there, West Side Chicago, because I wanted to get that bad taste out my mouth. You feel me? And I experienced some things. I learned from that, and I made a shift in my life. And I'm glad I did. I'll leave it there. You know what I mean? And but all that being said, you know, it's clear that a part of the war leads to wealth. We talked about this. You have warfare, and then you have the spoil from the war. So you need the wisdom, or you need that knowledge, you need that game, right? You need that game, that knowledge, that insight, that wisdom that leads to war. In that war, somebody said, "Big boy, you got the OG." Somebody said you got the OG. What you trying to call me, Larry Hoover? Is that what you trying to say? You trying to call me Larry? You know what I mean? You feel me? You know, you got the wisdom, and that wisdom helps you to war. And when you fight the right way, that war leads to wealth. Nobody went to war to not have nothing. Okay? So as men, we're going to war every day with ourselves against the spiritual forces that come against us. And when we win in that war, we get spoiled. And a part of that spoil sometimes is your financial increase. You know, adding income to your family and to yourself. I just want to check real quick, guys, see what time it was. Let me see what time we got here. You know, got to switch gears pretty soon. You know, we having a good time over at talking, chopping it up, talking about manhood. Honor and Soul. For those who just came in, this is your big brother, Honor and Soul. King J. Bears, looking Goofies and Fizz. You know what time it is out here, man. Look, hey, we talk about manhood. We talked about various words that can lead us to become stronger men. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that's important for all of us, especially in these last days when people don't want or appreciate strong men. You know what I mean? It's something that in these last days people try to make us weaker, trying to emasculate. And sometimes, I'll be honest, some of that comes from some of y'all, you know, this is going to get personal now. Some of you guys, bro, some of you, your mother, this is very personal, aunties, some of them have been subtly emasculating you, you know, your whole life. You know what I mean? Even think about it, even growing up when you were speaking your mind, they would shut you up, constantly fighting against you, growing, developing to become a strong man. You gonna keep this live up? Yeah, I'm keeping this one. Oh, yeah, I'm keeping this one. This one's going on the page. You know what I mean? We putting some work in tonight. We getting to it. You know what I mean? So, some of you guys, man, it's gonna be in your best interest to, you know, do what is ever necessary to get your manhood back. And so for me personally, it took me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I had to shake some women in my family. As much as I loved them, and much as close as I was to them, I made the decision as a man that my relationship to you is hindering my growth as a man. So I gotta shake you. You feel me? Because you got the stuff in your mind, you got whatever that came from, and I know where it came from, all the programming for being a black woman in America. I'm gonna leave that right there, but I'm not gonna have that in my head. You feel me? And so I can't tell you what to do. I'm not gonna try to change you. You ever thought about starting your own Patreon? I have. I thought about it. I got one. I actually just haven't uploaded over there yet. So I probably should. I think there's some topics over there I can discuss that I can't really talk about over here that would be helpful. I got some more controversial content could probably go over there. What age did you transform? 20. 20 is when I began my journey. I started at 20. I made a decision. They say when you're in the streets, you hop off the porch. Right? So I hopped off the porch about 14, 15, and hopped right back on to 20. That's just like that, just like this here. I hopped off the porch at about 14, 15, and hopped right back on. You hear me? Get out in them streets. Streets ain't nothing nice. Streets ain't nothing nice. You know what I mean? And so I experienced all that came with that. I'm from Chicago, by the way, for you guys who know me. West Side Chicago. So I experienced all that came with that. You know what I mean? Without going into any details. I'm not going to lie talking too much. But you feel me? It was rough. It's rough out there. What Nipsey say is hard out here. It's hard in the streets ain't nothing nice. What Chief Keef say, you in them shot streets, you better take it easy. You hear me? So I hopped off the porch, got right back on 20. When you was 20 years old, you stopped being in the street. Yep, I got streets at 20. Got out, hopped off the porch 15. At 20, I said, I'm done with this. This ain't it. Well, Lil Durk say this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. You feel me? This ain't what I want. This ain't it. Because for one, honestly, one thing about me, if you give yourself 5 things, one thing about me, I'm not no fool, bro. And when I begin to see, okay, this is not my best interest. What I'm doing right now, and this is why I speak about the streets. If I keep doing this, I'm going to end up dead or in prison. This is what it's going to lead me. It's obvious to me. There is no good end to this. You dig? So, man, by grace of God, man, I got out there, man. It was God's grace. And I ain't by myself. There are other men who woke up. I'm not by myself. There are other guys who've woken up as well. Any thoughts about wet dreams? That's another question. You guys ask the question a lot too, man. Let that one go, bro. You know what I mean? It's my thoughts on that is natural. Okay, if that's happening to you, that means you're doing something right. Now, if you're watching, corn on your phone, that's one thing. You shouldn't be doing that. But if you're doing the right stuff, if you're living right, don't worry about that, bro. That's a good sign. Most guys are not having wet dreams. Let me tell you that much. Okay, grown men are not having wet dreams. So if you're a grown man and having that means your body is resetting. Don't let that bother you, bro. Let that go. Because what happened is, I'm not trying to diss you, but what happened is that can become a distraction, right? And you'll start thinking, oh man, I lost my streak. Don't think that, bro. If anything, from a wet dream, from an energy perspective, you may lose at the most maybe 3 to 5 days worth of energy, if that, at the very most. So your 100K subscribers on the way, bro. You deserve it. Oh man, let's get there, man. Run it up. Let's get to 100K. You feel me? Let's run it up. Let's get there. So don't let that bother you, bro. That can become a distraction, and before you know it, you'll start thinking, "Oh, I'll mess my streak up." Don't do that to yourself. So, and you're not by yourself. A lot of guys ask that question, so you're not by yourself. So let me answer this question clearly. He asked the question. I'm going to answer. You asked me a question. I'm going to answer. He asked the question about wet dreams. That is a question a lot of guys in the community have. Let that one go, guys. This is Big Brother honest opinion. Now, if you're on your phone, watch stuff you shouldn't be watching, that's one thing. But if you're not, you're doing the right thing, and you have a wet dream. Nocturnal emission, I think is the proper word, if I'm not mistaken. That is a sign that your body is essentially releasing the excess life fluid that is in the way of creating new life fluid. That's the bottom line. Big bro that you used to, I still rap. Ain't no used to do nothing, I still rap. Still rapping. I got a studio session in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, you hear me? Still rapping. Ain't no used to. We still rapping. So don't let that bother you, bro. You still on the path. You know what I mean? You're still going forward. You good. So that's just your body letting go of the excess fluid, and your body is you're good to go. Don't let the bother you. You'll be fine. Let me tell you something about that. Most guys don't have that problem at all. Most guys ain't worried about that at all because most guys are releasing every week through corn, to be honest. What advice would you give yourself, 25-year-old self? Are you ever going to drop Strength and Pain again? Probably not. I'm dropping new content now. I'm not going to say a lot to you. I'm dropping all new stuff. Yeah. The power of the Lord, man, keep liberated. I forgot the other question now. You guys gave me a lot of content at once. So let's run it, man. Let's run it up, man. I'm coming back, man. I got such in 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got some stuff I've been working. I've been quiet with the rap piece for a while because I'm gonna do it right. You feel me? I'm not gonna play with it. If I'm gonna do something, anything I'm doing, do it right. So I'm working. I haven't released anything right now, but I'm working. I'm working, bro. I'm gonna do it the right way. I want to come with some. You hear me? So I'm gonna do it right. So we still working. I got stuff. It's on the slow cooker right now. You know how you put some meat in the crock pot? You feel me? You know, you put some meat in the crock pot. It's on the slow cooker. I got stuff on the slow cooker right now. You know what I'm saying? It'll be done soon. You feel me? Be ready to release. Serve it up. You hear me? How do you heal from edging? Just stop doing it. That's the only thing I say to that. Stop doing it. Come on, bro. I can't leave. Come on, man. Let me get you off here, bro. Cause you asking crazy questions now, bro. Don't start being weird about this. You feel this is why some of you guys, man, you shouldn't even be over here. Worry about your goals, bro. Worry about your goals. Worry about getting your money right. Worry about going forward. Stop being obsessive about this, bro. You feel me? Don't come ask me no question like that, man. Come over with that clown activity. Just come over. Some guys just. The first guy to ask the question was just being honest, I think. This guy, some of you guys, you start coming over with that clown activity, bro. Come on, move around with that, bro. Get off my line with the goof stuff. Come over here, man. Have people thinking I'm weird. You feel me? Is there any advice for a 28-year-old? Plenty of advice for 28-year-old. What do you mean? As a rapper, how do you get over writer's blocks? That's a good question. I don't know, man. I would say, don't force it. You feel me? If you got a block for that reason, maybe you need to. I know some artists, what they'll do is they'll go back to their hometown. Like Lecrae. Lecrae is a Christian hip hop artist. And so one of the things he would do sometimes, he'd get on a train, go back to Atlanta where he's from, or go down to the south. I think Houston where he's from. So some people will go to Lecrae's fire. Yeah, for sure. That's my man, man. I rock with Lecrae. One of my favorite Lecrae songs is Plugged In. I got a real plug that'll never let me down. I'm plugged in, huh? I'm plugged in. I rock with Lecrae. That's my homie, man. I'm telling you, mark my word, bro. This big brother, listen to me. I'm talking this iron on deck, right? Mark my word, bro. Listen to me. Big bro Iron is in it tonight officially. Me and Lecrae are going to do a song one day. Mark my word, bro. You hear me? Quote me on that. This big brother Iron telling you this here on April 27th, 2023. Me and Lecrae will do a song I'm going to say within 3 years. Huh? You hear me? We're going to work in about 3 years. I personally think Lecrae is just good some of these other artists, to be honest with you. I think Lecrae stuff is he's the best one in terms of Christian, in my opinion. And he does it from a biblical perspective as well as consciousness.
You know, you feel me? And that's how I'm becoming. I'm becoming with both. I'm coming with Bible, but also real life stuff. It's not gonna be corny. It's not gonna be cheesy. None of that. It's gonna be real rap. You feel me? So that's I'm rocking with the homie Lecrae. That's my homie. I rock with him. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. Matter of fact, I got the book right here. Matter of fact, I got his book right here. Lecrae. I Am Restored. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Me and Lecrae actually got a lot in common in terms of just how the church responds to us. People like us, meaning believing in the Bible, but at the same time conscious. I'm gonna get to it. Once I get some new music, I will. Now, I'm not playing no old music right now. Once I get some new content, I'm playing some new music over here. Once I get some new stuff, you feel me? But Lecrae runs to the same problem I run into. Once you start being conscious as a Christian, people get uncomfortable. Now they want to call you fake, and all of a sudden now you being political. That's weird to me. So I can talk about the Bible and God, but the moment I bring up what I'm going through as a black man, all of a sudden now I'm a phony. That don't sit well with me. You feel me? So in other words, you want me to act like somehow my reality does not exist because it makes you uncomfortable, and that ain't cool. So the Craig goes through a lot of that. He gets a lot of criticism from so-called Christian people. Man, some of you Christians, y'all, you cause so much damage to. And see, this is what you need to understand too. Some of you Christians need to understand that God doesn't use everybody the same way. Just because I'm serving God this way, see, I can't be what you want me to be. I'm not gonna be what you want me to be. If you want a formal pastor, then go find one. I'm not that, bro. I'm not a pastor. I told you guys that I'm not a pastor for church. I've never had a church, to be honest. I worked as an assistant minister in the past, and I don't have the job anymore. Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, I can't say never, but no time soon I'm gonna do that. You feel me? So I'm not gonna be what you want me to be. So you need to understand that God uses people differently. Just because I'm serving God in a way that you don't agree with, that don't mean you have the right to criticize it. You feel me? Maybe I'm reaching people you can't reach. I know for a fact I'm reaching people online that churches are not reaching. I know that for a fact. So let me do me. Don't come over here to the comment section saying, that's too informal. Don't worry about me, man. You feel me? Don't worry about me. Don't come over here with that old self-righteous stuff, man. That's why people don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's why people don't like Christians. Some of you guys over here, it's why people don't like Christians. You talk too much. You always judging. You got all the answers. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know everything. Come over here, talk about some. Man, somebody even yesterday, somebody on the comment says, "I ignored him. I'm not even going to address that, but I'm gonna address it now on this live." You come in the comment section talking crazy, talking about some. Oh, man, I love you, brother. And no, you don't love him. I'm coming to that false humility. I love you, brother, but I don't think what you're doing is biblical and blah blah blah. Whoa, pause. Hold on, bro. Hold on. How is what I'm doing not biblical? How in the world is me teaching men? Explain this one to me. How is me teaching men to be masculine, to regain their strength, to secure some wealth? What about that's not biblical? What are you talking about? Now, I know what you're saying. It's not churchy. This ain't a church. This is a YouTube channel. Okay, let's get that clear. This ain't a church. I'm not a pastor. This ain't a church. This ain't a pulpit. This is YouTube. There's a difference. I know what I'm doing. This is a YouTube channel. This is not a church service. Okay? This ain't that. I don't want it to be that. You feel me? So because I'm not doing it the way you think I should, you want to come over here criticizing and trying to speak curses over what I'm doing. You can't speak curses over my work, man. You can't sabotage what I got going on over here, man. God's blessing this. I'm going to tell you like Tupac. Listen to me. I'm feeling good now. I'm going to tell you like Tupac. I'm over here doing God's work. You hear me? I'm going to tell you just like Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. I'm over here doing God's work. You dig? I know I'm doing God's work. I'm not doing it the way you think I should do it, but I'm doing it the way God wants me to do it. That part. So you're not finna change me and make me what you want me to be. I'm not gonna be what you want me to be. Okay, if this is too much for you, respectfully, there are other channels. Real talk. Do you drink caffeine? Yup. I had coffee every day. I ain't saying a lot to you. I had coffee every day. I love coffee. Every day. So, that's that. Any more questions, guys? Let's run this up. Any more questions? Let's keep working. I got about 15 more minutes. I'm going to cut this. We got about 15 minutes. Bro, you doing God's work. What's your opinion on society's bonkers, right? What do you mean by that? When did you get serious about manhood? When did I get serious about manhood? Um, everybody's life experience is different. For me personally, I'll say this without saying too much about myself, but I'll put it this way. My life experience forced me to get serious about that very young, about 17, 18 years old. I'll be honest with you. It's about 17, 18, 19 years old. I had to grow up early. Based on my circumstance and what I was going through in my life at that time, without going into too many details, I had to grow up fast. You dig? So for me, I was living like a grown man at 17, 18. You know, and for a lot of times, honestly, man, to be totally honest with you, as a man of color, you feel me? You're a black young man. Unfortunately, I'm gonna keep this big brother. I'm gonna keep it stacked with you. You will more likely be treated like a grown man at a young age. People will view you as a grown man when you're black, 15, 16. Once you get a certain height, get a little hair on your face, you will be seen as a man. You feel me? So, what DMX said in one of his songs, feel the pain, feel the joy of a man who was never a boy. You feel me? Have you heard of this YouTuber? Why are you asking about another YouTuber, man? I'm not going to mention him in my life. Why? I'm not mentioning no other men in my life, bro. Don't come over with that. That's so no. I'm not mentioning these dudes, man. They not mentioning me. I'm not mentioning them. That's how we doing that. I'm sure they heard of me. Do you know the artist called No? Looking through my eyes, see what I see. You feel what I'm saying? Look through my eyes, see what I see. What? DMX. You hear me? Feel the pain. Feel the joy of a man who was never a boy. For real. So, yeah. So to answer your question, that was a long way of answering that question. Bottom line, I had to grow up early, man. That was my experience. And I can't say, do I regret it? Maybe a little bit. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. I feel like I didn't enjoy being a boy long enough, to be honest with you. So in my opinion, when you're young, enjoy being young. You know what I mean? Don't let people make you act like you're an old man too soon. People will try to force it on you. DMX, that's one of the best. That's so. Oh yeah, DMX one of the best of all time. No cap, one of the best. That's one of my favorite MCs. DMX. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. DMX album is Dark and Hot. That got me through. DMX's album. Let me talk to you about DMX for a second. Talk about the dog. DMX. One of DMX's album is Dark and Hot. I'll speak for myself personally. I don't care what you Christians think about this, but his album, that got me through one of the hardest times in my life. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. DMX's album got me through DMX's album is Dark and Hot. That helped me through one of the hardest times in my life. You hear me? And this is something people never say about rap music. People never admit how it helps you during hard times. People ain't listening to these pastors when they're going through hard times. To be honest, they listen to some of these rappers. These are like sermons. And so DMX's songs, somebody's knocking, so let him in, talking about, he had a song talking about God, very powerful. And he did it in a way where it was about God, but it wasn't corny. It was real. You felt that. You know what I mean? And so that's what hip hop should be. So rest in peace to the dog. And I believe he believed in God. He was a person who believed in God. He mentioned God a lot. He prayed online. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. I just got the album on Apple Music. Okay, for sure. For sure. Legendary album. You feel me? In my opinion, one of the best. That's a hip hop classic, in my opinion. Hip hop is misunderstood by so many people. That's because they don't want to, bro. They don't want to understand. They want to judge. They want to criticize. They want to see it as just a bunch of gangsters and thugs talking about crazy stuff. That's all they want to see it as. They don't want to hear the truth. Because what it does is it forces people to see the dark side of America. And nobody wants to see that. Yeah, you got your mainstream artists, you got your nonsense, but beside the real MCs talk about real stuff. DMX, Nas, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar. There are a lot of guys who talk about real stuff. And it ain't corny. And not just them. They talk about their real life. You know what I mean? So it's, and I'm going to be honest with you, bro. These rappers, they are able to communicate to young men in a way most people can't. That's the truth, whether you like it or not. They have the attention of men in a way a lot of people don't. And not just people in the streets. They got athletes listening to them. They got professional basketball players, businessmen, fighters, UFC, boxing. That hip hop is in all those worlds. The workforce. You feel me? So there's something there. And I think it's, to me, in my opinion, I've studied hip hop. I do hip hop music. I've studied hip hop music. It ain't just about game banging and selling dope. That's a small perspective of it. It's a lot. Hip hop is much deeper than game banging and selling dope. Okay? If you think that, you haven't really heard real hip hop. It's about expressing yourself. It's about speaking up for the disenfranchised. It's about going through adversity, trying to escape poverty, dealing with pain. It's about all type of topics. Dealing with women, you feel me? Talking about your mama, Tupac, dear mama. Not giving up. NBA Youngboy, Can't Stop Now. I like this song by Youngboy. Ain't gonna lie to you. NBA Youngboy song, Can't Stop Now. I like this song. I'm not gonna say a lot to you. It's about overcoming adversity, staying strong in the midst of hardship, coming from terrible communities. New Orleans, Chicago, LA. Those are bad places to live if you live there. So you cannot go through that and not say nothing about it. Like that ain't happen. Okay, I'm from Chicago. The stuff you see in Chicago, come on, man. You can't live that. You can't make it up. I would have you guys on here, man. I think I might do a live one day, man. Just talking about the stuff I actually saw in Chicago. Would you guys appreciate that or not? Would that be a good live? Let me know. But I may do a live one day just sharing my Chirac experience. I ain't talking about nobody else, I'm talking about my experience. I ain't talking about what I saw on TV. I ain't talking about no documentary. I'm talking about my real life experience, bro. That's real. So when I get online talking about hip hop, I'm not talking about something I ain't see firsthand. I didn't been in Chicago, bro. Let me talk to you for a second, because some of y'all not getting who I am. I didn't been in Chicago, bro, with people dead in the middle of the street. Do you hear me? Ain't no cap. I'm talking about people dead in the middle of the street, bro. I done heard gunshots every week on the west side. Ducking, hitting the floor. Seeing people get hit with baseball bats. I done seen all this stuff. I don't call myself an OG for no reason, bro. I'm being serious about that, bro. I'm not bragging, but that's reality. That's reality in Chicago. I done seen this with my own eyes, bro. How you think I got the scar? I got jumped on by some GDs. Man, they call me slipping. Call me lacking. You hear me? They call the iron lacking. Got on my bumper. Jumped me. This is a permanent scar. Some gangster disciples. One of the guys, you see, look right there, man, he put some rakes right there on my forehead. That's where the blood came from. It was blood, and he put rakes on my eye. I'm playing now. He ain't do all. I'm lying. I ain't do all. I'm messing with y'all now. Trying to make you laugh. You feel me? Hey, call me lacking. So I've been through all this stuff. I've been jumped on, shot at, all that, bro. I'm not making this up. So when I talk about this is my real life. So somebody said, see, this one of the stories I'm talking about, them situations from, yeah, for sure. It's back in the 90s. Yeah, it's back in the 90s. It's like around 90, what year was that? 97, 98. Chicago been crazy. They ain't just started in 2020. Chicago been messed up, by the way. But then it happened in Chicago. That happened out there in Maywood. This was in Maywood. Hey, answer the question for me. Why are men going soft and irrational? Because they're being programmed to do that, bro. That's why. Are you a Muslim? Come on, man. Don't ask me a question. When have I ever said I was a Muslim? No, I ain't a Muslim. I'm a Christian. Why was you? No, I ain't a Muslim. So, what you talking about, bro? Men are going soft because they're being trained to be soft. That's why. The society, that's how I began this live. Society is programming men to be weak, bro. That's what's happening right now. That is the way it's always been, and especially happening right now in communities, because they don't want strong men out here shift in the culture. You know what I mean? So it's bad, bro. It's bad. Especially now. You got guys out here now wearing nail polish. You dig what I'm saying? Putting dresses on. It's this just stuff. It's different. I'll put it that way. And I'm gonna be careful saying too much because they mess around, cut my channel off talking too much. Yeah, be careful what you say on YouTube. But you see, you guys got eyes. You see what's going on out here, man. You know what's going on. You know what time it is out there. It's crazy out there. You remind me of Malcolm X. That's a compliment. That's a huge compliment. You did. That's a very, very good compliment. Somebody said, "Do I have gyros?" Yeah, I eat a gyro. I haven't had one in a while, but yeah, I eat gyros. You talking about the West Side? You talking about Vice Lord Burger? Is that what you're trying to talk about? A Vice Lord Burger? Is that what you mean? From out west? Yeah, I had one. You know what time it is, man. West Side of Chicago. You know what it is, man. For those who don't know, a Vice Lord Burger is a burger without pork. It's ground beef and gyro. That's probably what you're talking about. You know I had one of them, man. Come on, man. Right there on Pulaski Road. Pulaski and, you know. A lot of people think drill music influences violence, but it really brought awareness to the violence in Chicago. Let me say, I'm glad you said it, bro. Let me speak about that for a second. For you guys to talk about drill music, do you know Chicago was bad before drill music? Chicago didn't get bad. I mean, honestly, now, does music play a part of it? Yes, of course it does. Music, I can't lie about that. Music does play a part in it. Music does kind of gas people up. But that's not the main issue. The main issue is the environment, the community, what's happening over there, why there's so many guns in Chicago, why there's so many limited resources in Chicago, especially the ghettos, West Side, South Side, the school system. There's a lot of factors to create the ghetto, bro. Okay, if you are intelligent, you ought to know that. But the music, you feel me? And I'm not saying you personally. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about you. I'm not trying to come at you personally. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you said that, to be honest. Do you guys know the murder rate? Let me tell you something that's true. A lot of guys don't know this. The murder rate was worse in Chicago in the 90s than it was in 2010. 2010, it got sensationalized through social media and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Now you see all this stuff. The truth is, Chicago was worse in the 90s. When I was out there in the 90s, it was messed up. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you the truth. Chicago was messed up in the 90s. We just didn't have social media. Wasn't no cameras out there. But it was messed up. You feel me? It was bad. The 80s and 90s was really bad in the streets. When did you leave your hometown? I left my hometown where I grew up at 17. You know what I mean? I ain't really been back since. I've been to visit, but about 17, to be honest. I ain't been out there really since. So music does play a part in it. I'm not going to lie to you, but really, it's a lot more fast. It's a lot more that goes to creating ghetto than music. Let's just say that. Trust me. Let me tell you. How do you overcome fear? Faith. Faith is the opposite of fear. The just should live by faith. Fear is false evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. False evidence appearing real. So faith, but at the same time, getting your courage back. If that's biblical, but now just practical, get your courage back. You know what I mean? Get your confidence back. That's a part of retention. It helps you to get that courage, that regal energy, that king energy back into your system. Get that testosterone flowing. Learn more. You know what I mean? Get confident in yourself. So all of that, man, can be, helpful in your journey towards being more courageous as opposed to fear. If we're honest, we all deal with fear from time to time. I'm not going to say a lot to you. I have my fears like you have your fears. We all do. No one's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So everyone has that. I'm not going to say a lot to you. I have my fears. I'm a human. We all have those moments, but we can overcome. The short, long answer is that fear can be overcome with faith. And faith in God, faith in yourself, faith in having the right people around you, your circle. That can be helpful. So is fear a possession? No. Fear is not possession. So facts. So guys, I'm gonna be wrapping this live up, man. I'm glad you guys came in. I appreciate this. We're at about 2 hours. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to save this video for guys who can see this maybe tomorrow. I want to do more of this, guys. I want to have more of these lives where we just sit back, man, kind of just kick it for a couple hours. And I can kind of share my thoughts. I'll eventually want to start playing some music in some of these lives. Somebody suggested that. I think that'd be a good idea. Play some music. Maybe eventually get like a phone line where you guys can call in. We can kind of talk a little bit. That might be helpful too. So I don't know how I'm gonna figure that out. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Probably it's not too hard to figure out, but I think that'd be helpful too. Kind of just chop it up. But let me be careful talking. Somebody will hear that, or somebody hear me online doing this. Gonna do it before I do it. You know, these guys be watching me and getting my ideas. So somebody will hear that. So if you see somebody, so if you see somebody next week online talking on phones, you know they heard this live. You know what I mean? So that's how these guys be getting down. They be sitting back trying to steal content. Been listening, man, for a minute, man. Appreciate the wisdom. You know, appreciate that, all that, man. So, guys, I got to tap out, man. I got to go on to my next area of responsibility. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless. Peace out.